There you go.
Okay. Hey, here we are. Welcome to Dots and Lines, nerd podcast from. Let me redo that because I can edit
From
that
the
out.
from everyone to intermediate, beginner, super nerd, all that shit. All come wherever the fuck you at.
What's a good like enunciation word for like what's a good thing for a nerd? Oh, okay, I got it. Boom.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, guys, welcome to Dots and Lines, our first episode. Uh, com. Okay, one more time.
We're
I don't
not
got.
editing this. This
But
No, we are.
shit raw,
as
nigga.
is,
Nah, you good, you good.
yeah.
Okay, guys. Welcome to our first episodes of Dots and Lines. This is a podcast about all things nerddom. We're going to focus on anime, comics, and movies. We're going from the super normie to the super nerd. Anything in between. Uh, to the right of me, we got Mr. Sniffles. Introduce yourself and what you specialize in.
My name is Desmond. I fuck with anime more so than comics. Huge Funko collector. Would love to be a voice actor one day. So get into the anime world of it all.
Right below me is Phil. Let it rip.
Hello, Philip McConnell, your friendly neighborhood Renaissance man. I do all the things: writer, director, photographer, visual artist, all that jazz. And I am a comic book nerd and anime enthusiast person.
There you
I like
go.
anime.
All right. And my name is Grayson Red. I'm a dweeb, and I'm ready to moderate in between all three of us so we don't ramble forever.
Beckford the General.
I need a nickname. Don't say perp.
It could be perp, but then we have to get into the whole colorism of it all and what we indulged in. Um,
It's the origins.
Of
I
it.
mean, you can't. Yeah, it's literally the origins of that name. So
we're
All
gonna
right.
keep shit light though. We're gonna keep shit light to start off. I want to talk about some comic books to begin. It's two of like the most notable comic books of the month. They might be some of the top sellers. We're gonna talk about Ultimate Wolverine and Avengers vs Aliens. So me and Phil, we're the comic book guys here. Desmond, like you said earlier, more anime, more manga and stuff.
yeah,
So I want to give a quick synopsis of bare minimum Ultimate Wolverine. So boom, keep it light. They're in an alternate universe that's doing really well right now. Wolverine is warped in the brain, brainwashed, but he's not just like being used by the Canadians. He's being used by the Russians. He's not just the Wolverine, he's the Winter Soldier. And shit's getting foul. Okay? So far, it's super depressing and scary, but it's drawn beautifully. And my God, they're getting very vulgar with their violence. At the end of the issue, he's carrying off like a whole bunch of heads from Russians that he was sent to show his like efficiency of killing with. It's
damn,
paint by the
it's a
numbers so
scapegoat.
far, but it's really dark and it feels. I think we hit the group chat. Here's some behind the scenes stuff. We hit the group chat talking about this like a month ago when it first came out and it sold out everywhere. And I felt really depressed afterwards.
Really?
I felt really depressing because it wasn't just the fact that like, yeah, Wolverine, he's tearing shit up and blah, 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 blah. But he's like, it's like at the beginning of the Weapon X program, but imagine they're Russians and not just some weird Canadians. It's fucked up. It's really fucked up.
The distinction. It's
I'm,
crazy.
this
No,
is,
I feel you. I feel you. You right. You right. I feel you're not wrong.
yeah. So Desmond, we talked about, before we did this first official episode about Ultimate Universe and how it made us feel about comics. What would you feel about a darker version of Wolverine, just from a quick synopsis that I gave? And then Phil, I'm going to give it to you.
It was kind of hard to imagine him darker than what I already pictured his character to be, but the way I sound and how much more vulgar and gore it is, and it's a heavier scale of like the people controlling him. I can see how that can get bloody real quick. So picking up the pages, I think I would be drawn to it just because of how much more grittier it is.
How about you, Phil? How you feel?
I honestly, it feels like Wolverine. It because Wolverine has always been like dark and gritty, and even if you look at some of the older Wolverine stories, where he was in like Japan, and then his wife got murdered, and then he just went on a rampage, like this. That feels like a Wolverine character. I do like the twist of making him the Winter Soldier, because to me that makes sense, and within the context of the Ultimate Universe, it makes sense that he would be, because he was the original, like, all right, cool, we're just gonna drop him into place and see what happens.
Yeah.
So it's like literally on brand. And his costume is nasty. The red mask is nasty. It's nasty work.
You got the first issue, pulling it up.
This is the second issue. This is the one that came out yesterday. First off, just look at the cover.
Wicked work, dog.
That's Colossus and Wolverine attacking him.
Yeah, I do like Colossus's character development in this. The fact of like he's always been like the goody two shoes, and now he's like a dictator.
Oh, he's
Russian, right? He's Russian, right?
He's Russian.
Him and his badass sister Ilyana.
He's like 80s Russian, where he has like no soul, and it's all about Mother Russia. I swear to God.
Yeah, Ivan Drago had ass. But
and, just let me show this page off, because goddamn,
it's cold, dog. Cold.
Yeah, I will say that it's definitely, it harkens back to like original Savage Dark Wolverine. I feel like it's a little bit more emotionally knife twisting, because at the end of each issue there's like letters. Like the last issue, the first issue, it was Nightcrawler writing to Logan, right? Spoilers. Wolverine kills Nightcrawler the first issue.
Yeah.
And you find out that he was writing to somebody saying that we were looking for you all this time. And Wolverine is slowly getting his memories back, and we're seeing in real time. So imagine us killing all of our closest friends, and each time we do it, we're like, I feel like I know him.
I feel like I know that guy.
It's really tearing at the heart.
Yeah, I feel like with Wolverine's character, like for just from like a remove the comic book context of it, the concept of having a healing factor to rewrite someone's brain is effectively creating brain damage. And if a person can heal, they would heal from that, which is like the crux of Wolverine's character, which is why no one has been able to control him except for when a literal demon had to take over his body.
It's another conversation. We're getting in the weeds here. Yeah. Desmond, one of these days, I'd really like you to read some of these just so I can get your opinion. And the art's so beautiful. I think you'll like it anyway. But I want to talk about another book while we have the chance. Avengers vs. Aliens.
Great.
Synopsis about this.
All right, real quick, right?
No.
Not to get too far ahead of ourselves, but when you say aliens, could that be what Other is, as far as Brave New World?
No.
All right.
This is xenomorph aliens.
Yeah.
We're talking about like the aliens from the 80s and 90s.
This is what we're talking about.
That's a crossover I did not see coming, actually.
Well, Disney owns both of them, so why not?
All right.
Disney's like, fuck it, we're just gonna throw that at the wall and see what stick. And it's stuck.
That sounds fire.
It's up.
So super short about this. Phil, do you want to take this one? I took the last one.
So yeah, very, 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 very simple point. It is aliens are invading Earth. They found the Wayland spaceship found like a wormhole and came to our universe, right? And then they slowly started to take over Earth corporations, including like Stark Enterprise and all that. And then the alien invasion happened. And the story takes place after the initial invasion and them trying to then leave the planet, because it's like a total loss, because that's what happens with they're like fucking cockroaches with acid blood and teeth.
Yeah. Gold teeth. Yeah. Got the grills in.
Yeah. However, Miles does get a badass suit.
Yeah, this is Miles Morales on the front cover.
Damn,
easy.
Spoiler alert. It's a symbiote.
Yes, it's a symbiote xenomorph. Crazy.
So, Desmond, I guess we're going to take this back to you. Clearly, I'm a fan. I've bought all 3 issues of them. Um, what would it take for someone like you to read something like that? Is the crossover good enough? Would you have to have like what characters would you like to see in it? What in general would make someone like you, who we consider a normie to comics, even think about picking up a Aliens versus Avengers?
Normie sounds
And I
derogatory.
feel like they should go all in on that theme if they're both owned by Disney. I'm not really too sure. Just the symbiote alone of it, because that's an alien type of species. So I feel like they're grabbing people who won't normally pick up comics with just that. I wouldn't say I have anyone specifically that I would want to see aliened out, or maybe I don't know if Predators is under the same thing as Alien. I know that they're bunched together because of the other joint movie. Let me know if that's if
Yeah,
they're like
let
a
me know.
package like a
They're both
package
owned by
deal.
Fox. They're all owned by Fox.
Okay.
But is it owned by Disney as well? Like,
Yeah, yeah. They have comics. I bought Black Panther versus Predator, which is really fun.
oh yeah, there
Okay,
was.
okay. So yeah, see if I feel like that would be too much IP, but something like that's going to grab somebody from each demographic of it all.
Yeah,
Phil, how
so
do you feel about the book so far?
one, I'm excited. Two, I love the crossover books, like when it was Justice League versus Godzilla. It's just a ridiculous mashup that would never ever happen. It's just like remember you were a kid and you had action figures and you had like a Godzilla and then you had like a Megazord and you'd be like, fight. That's literally what we're watching is like some comic book creator is playing with his toys. You know?
Yeah.
And those stories are great. And then you get things like Fast and the Furious and Jurassic Park crossover just because the studio owns both of them and they're like, you know what? Fuck it,
Can
we
happen.
both. Yeah, it can. No, it's in talks to happen. It's gonna happen at some point.
Vin
At one
Diesel's gonna bleed every fucking dollar out of that franchise. I swear to
Oh
God.
yeah, they're gonna bleed it dry. So at one point they were trying to do Jurassic Park, Transformers. No, it was GI Joe and Transformers. So it's like, people are just trying to smush stuff together. But I feel like with the Alien franchise, it's great because it pairs well with anything because it's already grounded and it is just cosmic horror because the aliens, they just swarm and they're just these giant malevolent creatures that don't want anything other than to eat you. That's it. They are Black Air Force energy. They're like kangaroos, but in space.
But in space with acid blood.
Yeah, with acid blood. Yeah. But there is an alien TV show coming out. It's, I don't know the name of it off the top of my head, but I know that they announced it after the last Alien movie came out. But the show is going to be on Hulu, and it's the same concept minus the Avengers. It's like Alien is just coming to Earth,
Yeah. Okay. No, that's cool. I might check that out.
and this also isn't the first Alien comic book.
No.
Oh,
No.
for sure, far from
No.
it.
No.
Yeah.
I've read,
Even I
I've
knew
read
that.
Alien versus Batman, Alien versus
Yeah.
a couple. But no, I'm loving the book too. I mean, it's amazing. The art is incredible, by the way. It's stunning. What it looks like on the outside is what it looks like on the inside. It is just fucking beautiful. And I'm trying to read more and more digitally, but it looks so good. I want to have it physical.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, it's also like really dope to see because all the heroes are older here. So it's like think Old Man Logan, but they're not total bastards.
Grizzled.
Yeah. And just everything seems so fucking hopeless. And I love it though, because like I know they're gonna win, but like how?
Yeah.
So I'm waiting to see the how. It's great. It really gives me like if this was a series, if this was a set is like 3 different movies, I'd come to each one. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because each movie is leaving on a crazy cliffhanger in this well developed, like lived in world.
Yeah.
But yeah, A+ for me. Desmond might be a little bit too meaty for you, but check it out for the art one day.
Tens across the board.
Across the board. And it better be. It comes out once every 3 months because goddamn, the art takes so long.
Yeah. It makes sense though. It's good.
Yeah, it's so good.
The only thing
I'll
I
add
would
it.
see is a Hulk xenomorph. I haven't read the 3rd issue. I've only read the first 2.
It doesn't happen in this issue. I think it's going to happen eventually because they let Hulk die.
Exactly.
Speaking,
Like they left. So
speaking of
it's
Hulk stuff, now
son.
go ahead.
Hulk xenomorph. What? And you
Hmm.
talk about problems. What do you do for that? You can't. There's no solution for the regular Hulk, let alone.
Acid blood hawk? Yeah, no,
Yeah,
that's you no.
You
yeah.
can pray.
You could pray to what God? There is no God. No
You better
more.
hope Thor come down, bitch.
It's
Okay.
crazy. You know what's
No, but
crazy?
what's
Why?
up?
Never. No, I'm about to go on. So like, why didn't Thor open the? Thor died in the original invasion of the thing. I don't remember.
If I remember correctly, he just wasn't around. He just wasn't around because Thor's like a god, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, that's true. But they couldn't like call him and like, yo, it's getting real down here. We got
well,
alien acid
it's com
cockroaches.
it's
Help.
comic book logic, bro. If they have the answer for everything, there's no suspense for anything. So
Yeah, that's true.
he spent thousands of years away from Earth before he ever came back. So
Yeah. Shout out to the X Men. Shout out to Old Man Thor.
shout out, oh man, Thor is my dog.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were talking about Hulk earlier, and I think that's a great segue into what we really want to talk about here. Captain America: Brave New World.
America.
Um, so little peek behind the curtains here. Somebody didn't see it. I'm not gonna say who. I'm not gonna say who.
Ass job,
You can give yourself away. I didn't say who it was. Um,
nigga.
so I'll give a quick synopsis, and you guys let me know if I'm accurate. Okay. Captain America. This is spoilers talks here. So like, if you need to get the fuck away, get the fuck away. Captain America brings Isaiah Bradley from Captain America and Falcon series to the White House because he's getting honored. Blah 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 blah. Isaiah
Captain America
Bradley.
is being honored.
Captain America is being honored. Yeah, for a mission that he did
yeah, not
prior
Bradley.
to. There we go. Captain America is being honored. It's kind of like a pony show, so that way he can get the president, who is Thunderbolt Ross, can get into his good graces and help create the Avengers, look very strong from the world, right? Cool, cool. Isaiah Bradley gets brainwashed, tries to kill the president. A whole bunch of shenanigans ensue. We find out that the president is the Hulk, and the one who's been masterminding this whole thing is a villain called the Leader, Old Hulk Leader. Personally, I didn't mind the movie. I thought it was fun. I thought it was a good time, and it was like pretty much everything I expect from an MCU movie. Like, I didn't expect to go in there crying. There were some scenes with Isaiah Bradley that choked me up, just being a black man. And it was fun. Like, a lot of action. It wasn't too goofy, and the story made sense. I don't really get the crazy like criticism I'm getting, but I'll pass it off to you, Des. How do you feel about the movie?
The only reason why I feel like it would get criticism is because I did kind of leave the theater feeling like, as far as the three threats that they introduced in the movie, none of them really got eliminated. They're neutralized, so to speak. I forgot. I think his name is he's like jumps portals or something. The black guy who was speaking Spanish in the movie, he got locked up. And he said he was going to escape.
Oh, you're talking about Sidewinder.
Yeah, him. You said the leader. He's still out there with the post credit scene, and we got Red Hawk. I feel like his character may still struggle with some with some hatred because speaking speaking from experience, you know, yeah, that's all I'm gonna say with that.
Hmm.
So all three of the threats were like you left the movie like okay, well they're all introduced, but nothing really happened to where as though they're out the picture. It's still more story to be told. Um, but that's the only thing I could see where people would criticize the movie. I thought it was good, especially if you look into it all. Why the world was meeting there was they were fighting over Animanian. Damn it,
Adamantium.
Justin. Yes, Animantium. And just our country's way to try to control stuff. It just felt too meta and real. So it was good. Like I like the movie. Action, it did what it's supposed to do. Setup, it did everything and more that it was supposed to do. I think.
Yeah, I feel like, and I'm going to pass it to you, Phil, because I want to get your thoughts on the quick synopsis. We're trying to keep it brief here.
Got you.
Animanian,
I feel like they
Antimanian.
they slightly defanged the movie from as serious as it could have been. At the end, when Captain America, Sam is talking to Torres, and it's like it's definitely undertones of like I'm black and I struggle with the fact that I have to be perfect all the time.
With the pressure.
Yeah, with the pressure of having a seat at the table because blah blah. And it's like I could tell there was periods where you guys went there halfway, but then just didn't go all the way there.
Mm.
Is people have criticisms of Captain America and I'm sorry, Falcon and Winter Soldier. But what no one really questions is that conversation Isaiah Bradley had with Captain America and how deep that got.
About not going back.
About not going back. About not going back and how like a black person can ever want to represent America. No one ever questioned that because it was like that was so real and so guttural. You can't really knock the cultural perspective. Maybe because they got some backlash recently, they wanted to step away from some of that. Maybe the director just didn't want to be that heavy-handed, which is an artistic choice. I think movies like that, win or lose, shine in the long run when they're truly true to themselves. And they missed a little bit of that for other reasons, which I can't specifically explain, but I can expound on. Let me not go super blackety black here though.
Nah, you should, because you're right. At the end of the day, you are sorry. Were you done?
No, I'm done. Cool.
Yeah, at the end of the day, you are correct because the same thing happened when Sam Wilson first took the mantle in the comic books. Do you remember all the backlash that came out?
Nigga, I was in comic book shops. Yes, I know.
Exactly. And it's that same hatred because Captain America 1 represents America 2 has always been Steve Rogers. So then when the mantle changed, people were upset. No one cared when it was Bucky, who was a Russian spy who had murdered a bunch of people. But when Sam Wilson took it, it was a problem because it's like, oh, why is this black guy being the representation of America? So the backlash already happened. I feel like the backlash we're seeing now is the same backlash that we got back then. Those same people were reminded of the fact that they hated it back then, and now they have to see it again. And then you have a new audience of people that have only ever known Chris Evans as Steve Rogers, and they're like, "What is this black guy doing here? Why is he in the room?" And I feel like that's where a lot of the backlash comes from, centered around that. And to Desmond's point before, saying that the movie was very like grounded and it felt very real, Captain America movies have always been grounded in something, right? Because what Tony Stark is a billionaire genius who has a metal suit that shoots lasers. Thor's a god. Hulk is the Hulk, basically. Black Widow's a Russian spy. But Steve Rogers fought in World War II. The first Captain America movie was World War II. The second Captain America movie was about the government being infiltrated by the literal Nazis.
Yeah.
Happened. Operation Paperclip. Whole thing, don't got time to go into it, but we did do that, and that was Operation Paperclip. And then the whole thing with Prism, with them pretty much like having access to all technology, which is what the movie was about. So the movies have always been grounded in a sense of realism. Especially,
Were you comparing that to Ultron? Is that what you're referring to?
No.
No.
So in Captain America: Civil War, it was Zemo, right? Not Zemo.
Yeah,
it was
Zemo.
Baron von Strucker.
No, Zemo was the one orchestrating everything.
Yeah, so Zemo he basically like he was downloaded after Hydra fell in the original Captain America movie.
No, you're talking about the Baron. I apologize. I was talking about Zemo that orchestrated everything. Yeah.
Oh, got you. Yeah, I'm talking about So his consciousness was downloaded to a computer, and then he started infiltrating SHIELD with Hydra stuff. While this was happening, and he was a Nazi scientist that after the Nazi regime fell, they brought him into the U.S. government to develop weapons and technologies for them.
Long story short, I feel like what you're trying to say is like this stuff has always been grounded in like very real, very political things that are directly correlated to American history. But for whatever reason, and the reason is because he's black, when the conversation comes up about like Captain America being a new ethnic face, it really bothers people in their primal brain. I think that's the conversation people are kind of tiptoeing around. They're finding like little nitpicks here or there, and it's just like, bro, just admit that you're uncomfortable with the black guy like being Cap, and it's not Steve.
Yeah, and that's
anymore, you know.
if they admit that, then we can move forward as a society. But unfortunately, they want to say it's not about race. It's clearly about that.
It's a little bit of outrage. Like I see some complaints, but it's clearly you're bothered a little bit.
Yeah,
and I wish we can get over it so we can just enjoy good movies. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Nice. Even like, that's a deeper conversation. That's a whole pod episode that we will get into at some point.
I say if you drop this movie in the middle of phase 1, people, if you swap out Sam for Steve Rogers and you drop this in the middle of phase 1 or phase 2, people would be just fine with this movie.
Yeah, they wouldn't have cared by this time because that's again what happened in the comic books. There was backlash for like 6 months to a year, and then they kept dropping it, and then no one cared. Same thing happened with Miles Morales.
Same thing happened with Jane Foster. Like, and that's arguably my favorite run of Thor ever.
Yeah. And Peter Parker was literally dead. He was no longer around. Yeah. And people were still upset. But like, people are gonna people.
Yeah.
So
I suggest everyone go watch it. I think everyone should go see it.
I think
it's enjoyable.
It is a Hulk movie, though. It is
definitely a Hulk sequel for real.
Sure.
So one of the issues is that Marvel doesn't own the rights to the Incredible Hulk. They only can like rent them for movies. So we'll never see a Hulk standalone movie until I believe it's Warner Brothers relinquishes the rights, which they won't. Because
I think it's Universal distribution, right?
It's Universal then, but like that's why we'll never see a Hulk movie, a solo Hulk movie, and we'll only see him in like buddy comedy stuff. I feel like they should have included him in this. However, it would have taken the light away from Sam Wilson.
Red Hawk was the right one to focus on for sure.
But all the villains in the movie were Hulk villains.
Yeah.
So it's like, and Sam Wilson has a roster. He has a rogues gallery, and Captain America has a rogues gallery. I mean, kind of, but like,
Just use Captain America's rogues gallery.
Like just use Captain America. You know, they could have had him fighting Hydra or some shit. I don't know, figure it out.
I will say this. This is the part that like I was like, oh, you guys pulled back. The Serpent Society is like just a whole bunch of super racists. And Sidewinder is basically like a head of the Serpent Society. So you had that angle right there. Like you could have this is me playing armchair director, armchair writer, but like you have the head of a really racist organization fighting Captain America. Are you just afraid of the fact that like you'd have to address race openly?
When has Disney ever addressed anything?
They have. No, they have. And they've gotten back. They have. They absolutely have.
What did they do?
Come on, bro.
What? They've gotten better with it, but like addressedly, openly, and
they've gotten better with it. And I'm not no Disney homer or anything. It's just like they've definitely towed the line and made everyone uncomfortable. And maybe it's because they haven't done it tastefully. That's another conversation.
Yeah.
I just feel like, and I said this before, so I don't want to retread too much. It's right in our face.
Yeah.
But they just don't want to do it. They're just still really scared.
They're doing the thing without saying anything. Think about how much backlash the movie got already.
Yeah.
Think about how much backlash the movie got already, and then let alone if they're like, yo, this movie is super blackety black, but it's not Black Panther. Haha.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, fun fact, Falcon was the first African-American superhero.
I've read that before.
Yes.
I believe that. I believe it too.
Yeah. Black Panther.
Good transition.
Yeah. So, I am going to go see the movie. I promise.
Go check it out, man. I listen. I don't listen to reviews anymore because people are so weird, and like because the MCU because they're not 15 years old anymore, and they're not like, oh my god, this is the best thing I've ever seen. It's their first time seeing a superhero movie. Everything just doesn't compare in their eyes.
Yeah.
But the movie's fine, man. It's really enjoyable. I would give it a solid 7, maybe even a 7.58.
It's a Marvel movie. Like I'm not showing up to Fast and the Furious. Like there's no nuance in the storytelling.
Right.
No, I'm gonna see cars do really weird shit and to see Vin Diesel be a Power Ranger for 2 hours. Like that's why I'm here.
Did these guys watch Thor Dark World and go, whoa, what an epic
Right.
like my nigga, like it was a Marvel. They've always been Marvel movies, bro.
It's its own genre now. It's a Marvel movie. Like, what do you
Yeah,
think?
bro.
Why are you upset?
I don't know, bro.
It's not Zack Snyder.
I did have a question about that post credit scene though, because
Go ahead.
I was thinking mutants when he said that.
No.
What did he say exactly?
He's talking about at the end of the movie, like, the leader has a whole bunch of calculations in his brain, so he almost can see the future from probabilities. He's
How did
calculated.
Sorry.
He's basically calculated that incursions are happening, Phil, and the other worlds are going to collide with our worlds. It's basically a lead in or like an allusion to Battle World and Secret Wars, which is a
So
conversation for another day. Desmond, long story short, because you're the normie in this, he's talking about Secret Wars and the fact that other universes, kind of like ours, are going to battle ours and then create the setting for the final two Avengers movies, or Avengers 5 and 6, rather.
okay.
Yeah, good question.
I just hope they don't fumble the bag again.
Hey, man, they'll figure it out.
The Illuminati was right there. It was right there.
That's a conversation for another day,
And
bro.
they played it for a joke. Okay, sorry.
A
Continue.
conversation for another day.
Sure.
So I do want to talk about the recent episodes of Dragon Ball Daima.
All praise.
Have we all seen everything?
Mashallah.
Carry the goat.
Akira the goat.
R.I.P. Man. Spoilers for everyone who hasn't seen it yet. We basically get Super Saiyan 4.
Adjacent.
Now, I know that it's not going to matter in the whole power scaling of things, so we can't just wank it off, but god damn, it looks cool.
It does.
Damn.
Yeah. Fan service is completely served on that episode.
Sure.
I wish I wasn't spoiled because, I can imagine my pop, witnessing that live. Because if you're watching Daima, it doesn't, it's definitely got GT vibes to it. You could tell he was trying to bring it to canon, felt, inspired by it. The whole, everyone's going to the kids to, let's go back to something in Dragon Ball to where the demon realm is kind of, but there was nothing in there from any of those episodes all the way to what is it, 18, 19, that said, oh, you might get Super Saiyan 4.
Nope.
No type of foreshadowing. Now Goku picks up like a fusion insect. You're like, all right, when you think the big bad, you think they're going to fuse, and that's how they get over it. But no, nothing at all said we might see Super Saiyan 4. So the fact that I seen that on a thread before the day of the episode, I was kind of corny, but
of course,
watching it like fan service wise, I was like, oh yeah, appreciate you. You're doing so much for the community, Akira. I really
want to call people who spoil things a slur, but I'm not going to on here. But yeah, they're the worst.
Spoiler ends in ER.
Shit. Spoiler. ER.
You can't spell spoiler without ER. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's a fact. I like that. You can't spell spoiler without ER.
We're gonna call them ERs from now on.
There's a whole bunch of those.
A whole bunch of them.
Okay? That's wicked. I love it. I'm here for it.
I know Frieza would have been calling Goku a slur, seeing him running around like a monkey like that.
He did.
Boy. He'd have hit a southern. Look at that little monkey Goku.
It's been a great 2025 for Akira too, because we got the one-shot manga for the Dragon Ball Super. Starts off with Clean God, fiction character, Clean God. That's his fucking name.
Come on,
and he's fighting Trenton niggas. Roach ass Trenton niggas. Dirty. His name was Dort Lord or something. I'm dead ass. That's when I read that. When I read that, I was like, oh, he is dealing with Trenton cockroach ass niggas.
You said he in Trenton, New Jersey, cleaning up the street.
And Gohan is being inspired by this. And yeah, Akira, it's just fan service. It's just
so fun.
It's great. Now I do want to say I'm pretty sure he didn't write this issue because he should have RP already been dead. Because he's been dead for at least 6 months now, right?
Oh, they put him in the written by. I don't know.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Okay, that's what's up.
He might have pinned like bullet points for the thing, and then had the assistant write it, which is what he was doing before.
Yeah. Shout out to him. I didn't know that. Shout out to you, Des.
Yeah, his name is on it on the first chapter of it.
Yeah. It'll be interesting. I am excited the fact that we got like Super Saiyan 4 adjacent. Apparently, the showrunner is either the showrunner or the dude that's penning the manga right now. He used to write Dragon Ball fanfic, so he used
Mm.
to write AF.
Yeah.
So now he's just like living out his like wildest fantasy of like I get to do whatever I want to
Yeah,
do.
the
We
torch has been
making the
passed.
kids. We got might throw another android at that bitch. Like
That's how Glorio feels. He feels like
yeah,
an android.
yeah.
Right.
He's
So
not,
it's like it's
you
good
know.
to see. I still feel like, in my personal opinion, I feel like Dragon Ball, like if it were so let me rephrase that before I say what I'm about to say. If y'all had seen Dragon Ball Z now, would you still feel the same way about it?
Yeah,
Pacing wise, all of that. If
it
Dragon
doesn't
Ball
matter.
Z were to
It
come
doesn't.
out today,
No, I see what you're saying. No,
yeah.
because you know what's funny? I call this the Kid Cudi effect.
Nah, cause all right, hold up, hold up,
Elaborate.
hold up, hold up, hold up, because y'all not finna do this.
Okay.
I'm talking about if because every time we get a story that you could have taken from that and we get it now, you know what I'm saying? They're always trimming the fat. It's
Nope.
just
Yu Yu
that's how
Hakusho, Yu
no
Yu Hakusho,
Sailor Moon Crystal,
Hunter
Sailor
x
Moon.
Hunter.
First off, you don't want me to talk about hiatus. We're not about to talk about hiatus and you talk about fumbling the
Yeah.
bag. Let's not talk about that one.
Fair
That's
point.
gonna
Yu
get
Yu
people
Hakusho
mad.
still
Ah,
holds
damn.
up.
And I'm yeah, you're right. But when they redo these, like I was saying with Crystal, like they trim the fat. Like you're not gonna get all that filler, all whole episodes powering up shits. You're gonna get straight to the point in the hype shit. Like
Dragon
it's
Ball
still
Z Kai.
written, it's still written to where it could be out now.
They they
And then
they did
like,
hold on. They did that. Dragon Ball Z Kai.
yeah, but all you have to do is take that and make the animation like Demon Slayer level, and niggas wouldn't even give a fuck. Niggas wouldn't even give a fuck. So that's what I'm saying. Like you could always spice it up to
That's
where
because Demon Slayer is high key mid. Is riding on animation.
wow.
Whoa. But
Yeah,
I wanted to say when I
said
meant the
it
Kid Cudi
sucked.
effect, I didn't mean that as a slur. I meant like
You said it as a slur.
no, I didn't. When I say the Kid Cudi effect, I said this with my wife a whole bunch of times. Kid Cudi was the foundation for a lot of the emo rap and experimental music that we got in hip hop.
Mhm.
And a lot of people grew up on that and then experimented with that and kind of evolved it and made it more complex to the point where if you show a person now that's been listening to Lil Uzi Vert for the past like 5 years, Kid Cudi's second or third album, they'd be like, "Oh, that's cool." But to us, it
Not
was
the first
revolutionary.
one though. That first
Mm.
one gonna always hit.
To us,
To
and that's
us, yeah,
awesome.
that is a fair point.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and that's what I
that,
feel like.
yeah.
And that's what I feel like Dragon Ball has been like. It was been evolved by through Naruto and through Bleach and One Piece, and things have evolved upon that. And hear me out. As
Mhm.
great as it is and nostalgic as it is, there's a lot of times where it's pretty simple, and I'm okay with that because I'm comparing it to the stuff that I've gotten after that. Things are supposed to evolve, and
Yeah.
that's all
Yeah,
okay too.
that's fair. That is a fair point. I said all that to say, in terms of the transformations that we've gotten, there hasn't been any nuance to them. It's just been like a palette swap of like, all right, he's red, now he's blue, now he's silver, now he's purple. It's like there's nothing drastically different about the transformations. Whereas like at least with three, we got eyebrows gone, we got
Yeah.
long hair, we got more electricity or whatever. But there was a visual change on screen.
Yeah, for 4.
Yeah, for four. Yeah, and for four. And I feel like the Super Saiyan God transformation should have been what Super Saiyan 4 looked like. Cause it made in my mind, it makes sense of like, all right, he
The
has
tail.
tail back, he's
Yeah.
got red fur, because they already went red with the hair. So like why not just give him the fur,
But
give him the eyeshadow, like
I
give
feel
him
like the reason why it's red now for the Super Saiyan 4, they're trying to tie it into
Mhm.
it's the perfect way to middle right. So Dragon Ball God with the red aura, like you were talking about, that's like the same type of aura that flashed when he got the power from the Namekian in the show. Like
Yeah.
his coat is that color of the god. So they're trying to tie it in now, but
Yeah.
that's what happens when you middle, right?
Yeah.
I guess I read a thing that it was on CBR where they were saying that they had been cooking this show for 6 years.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
want to talk
I
about
caught
that.
cap on that. I
Huh?
caught cap.
Nah, I think I know what they mean. Like Akira probably like started talking about this because he liked GT a lot. Apparently, like he
Really?
apparently was a huge fan of GT. Yeah, like he
Hmm.
liked the transformation. That drawing that we've seen of Super Saiyan 4, he drew that like at a wrap up party for Dragon Ball GT because
Drew
he was such a
somebody's fan
fan.
art. That's
What?
fire.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He said he drew somebody's fan art.
Well, nah, he didn't.
Or
Well,
the
basically,
actual Super Saiyan 4 was already like out by
it was
then, like
out.
actually. Okay, okay.
It was
GT
like a wrap up party. It was a
6, dog.
yeah.
I,
Yes, it was a wrap up party, and he was so happy with the form. He was like, "I wish I created this and drew it." And then someone took a picture of it, released it, blah blah blah. Like he liked everything. He liked Goku being a kid again. He liked the comedic elements of it. He liked everything. So I feel like when they gave him more leeway to do whatever he wanted, he was like, "Shit, I'm just gonna do everything that I liked in GT because I haven't done shit like that in a long time."
Mm.
So he probably had ideas for that for years, but business is business. They also had to make Battle of the Gods. They also had to make
yeah.
um they also had to
Broly
make the
movie.
Broly movie. They had to make the Gohan movie, superheroes. Like
6 years ago, how long ago was that? Was that Resurrection
2019?
X? Resurrection. So
Bro,
was that, yeah.
2019, they were like what, just getting done with Super, the anime, which broke Crunchyroll. Like
It did.
business was
And Super
booming.
was wrapping up by then. So it is
Yeah.
2017-ish, 16-ish for
The
Resurrection.
Broly movie that broke records in
Freeze,
Japan, they
the
were still
Frieza
working on that.
movie.
The
What
Freedom movie
year
was
is
already
that?
out.
Yeah.
2015.
Yeah.
Okay.
The thing I don't want to happen is like the marvelization of it where it gets to a point that we're just getting nostalgia stuff. We're not getting anything new, which I know in the manga right now, I know what's going on. And we only have gotten the same thing, just a different like thing, except for Goku getting the Susanoo when he was fighting Moro. But that's a whole nother thing.
Listen,
Yeah, we need more of that.
Black
Yeah,
Frieza is just a reskin. Like Moro is Cell.
yeah,
Like
that's facts. And then every other thing we've gotten was Frieza.
The Susanoo is not it's
Yeah,
just,
the Susanoo is new, but it was also
yeah.
like, all right, Naruto, sit
right.
down.
And I'm
Relax.
okay with it. But bro, I don't it's just like I didn't look at Marvel movies as like a Martin Scorsese film. Like I'm there to have fun. I'm there to watch Dragon Ball and just have fun. I'm turning my brain off and having fun.
Goku using Susanoo is like Jim Jones dressing like a YN.
Yo.
I get it, but like you not that age no more, pops. You gotta feisty off, dog. What are you doing?
Listen.
But I digress.
I like Dragon Ball for what it is, and it should evolve. I know it won't.
Mm-hmm.
Toyotaro is a huge Dragon Ball fan, so he's going to do all the fan fiction that he wanted to do now that Akira Toriyama is dead. R.I.P.
So hopefully we get some new stuff, maybe, because it's our. I feel like it's at a point now where it prints money. But we'll see. We'll see what the next arc.
Yeah.
Because the next arc will be his like first. He is
by himself. Yep.
Yeah.
realest nigga in the room. So we gonna see next arc. If strong if.
I'm gonna pray for my guy.
However, Oda is cooking right now.
That's another conversation.
One goat to another. Yeah, one goat to another.
It's cooking.
Shout out to Oda. Desmond, one day when you get bored and want to lose your brain, read all 1,000 chapters of One Piece.
I'm gonna watch the One Piece on Netflix first. The reanimation or whatever the fuck they're doing. Then I'll read. Right? I want to say I want to read, but I'm not reading a million volumes and 50 million thousand chapters. Like,
so there are various strategies.
Here we go. We're gonna do it.
What?
Can I tell you something real quick? Every One Piece fan has the most simple way to watch One Piece, which involves like 12 steps. Go ahead. List the short list online and make sure you skip the ending in the beginning. And
hold on, wait, no. Follow me, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I view this is gonna be a take, and I know it is, and I apologize in advance. I view One Piece the same way that I view Beyonce, right? Follow me. Hold on, wait.
Okay.
I promise you.
Okay.
Hold on, I promise you it makes sense. I promise you it makes
Okay.
sense, right? So I don't objectively like One Piece. I mean, no. Subjectively, I don't like One Piece. Objectively, I like the story build, the world building and stuff like that. I feel like it's real cool what it does, and the fact that it's been around for so long, and it
An
is the closest
unprecedented.
thing we'll
No.
ever get to the Odyssey in terms of like modern fiction, right? I respect it, and I do still follow the story. Every now and again, I'll pop in and I'll pop out. Same thing with like Beyonce. I don't really like her music too much, but I respect her craft. I respect her artistry. I respect what she does. Do I listen to her stuff? Nah. Do I pop in every now and again? She drops something or she does something. Every now and again, I listen to a track or it's like it's on the playlist that I had 8 years ago or something like that. It comes up. So to me, it's that same like I don't actively ingest it all the time, but I respect the craft of the person that's making the thing.
That's a
And
great
this is the
analogy.
guy who was going to tell me the guy way of how to read it. The
I wasn't gonna
the
say read
crash
it.
course. Oh,
I was
okay.
gonna give you away I caught up. So what I did was I watched the fights and read the stuff in between, and then that's how I caught up.
Okay.
But
Because
I feel like
so like I was
I want
watching
to
it.
skip the in betweens because I don't want to read all that because that's a lot of in between.
You
Not
know
really.
what's crazy about One Piece? I'm gonna tell you, as a person that loves One Piece and like reads the manga weekly, objectively, and I think most people, One Piece fans won't admit this, a lot of the stuff doesn't really make a huge indent into the story.
No.
Like a lot of the stuff. Like it's cool Easter eggs for later on. It's like, oh, he foreshadowed that 500 chapters ago. But it's like you could actually really cut down One Piece a lot.
Yeah.
So it's tough, man. It's tough.
Matter, though.
It when you read everything, it does make like an awesome like pop for you. But you're talking about a book that doesn't really get good until after 100 to 200 chapters.
Yeah.
If you don't get to Alabasta, it's like this isn't really that good.
Yeah, it was actually supposed to stop at Alabasta.
It was
200. That's like the equivalent of what you getting
Demon Slayer.
towards Cell. You getting towards Cell around 200.
Bro, it's the whole of Demon Slayer. Like the whole of Demon Slayer.
The entirety of it there
is the beginning.
Yeah, but like
I still stand on what I said.
I never listen. I think you should get into it if you get into it. I have thoughts about One Piece, but I read weekly, so clearly I love it.
Yeah, I mean I like it, kind of. It's if One Piece is on, I'll watch it.
And One Piece is shonen though. Like that's the magazine right there.
Yes.
For the past 20 years.
So I have a question. This is the last thing I'll pose, and then we can pick this up next week.
Yeah.
I feel like Bleach is the father of modern shonen.
100%. Now we talking, Phil. 100%. We talking, my nigga.
That's the next way to because 1,000-Year Blood War. So yeah, this is all accumulation of everything. We were talking about spoilers earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Phil is the reason why I had a bad taste in my mouth with Bleach to begin with. So spoilers do matter, people, and yeah, especially the main.
It had been out for years at that point. It wasn't brand new. That's your fault at that point,
bro. Nah, fam. The Eisen part of it. That's what you chose to. That's what you chose to be like. You know what? Fuck it. This part of information.
For that, bro.
I was on my third rewatch. That's not my fault.
I will say I can't forget Naruto did kind of give everyone the lead way, but yeah, the tones, the darkness of modern anime manga, that's Bleach, and people don't even realize it. Mm-hmm. I want to give Kubo his flowers one day, but let me not glaze too hard right now.
The drip god.
The drip god.
The drip god.
He covered the big three unexpectedly. I don't think we were supposed to talk about One Piece and Bleach like that.
Man, fuck the big three. Nah.
Well. Anyway, back to us and not ERs. I really want to say good job. Good job today, y'all. This is our first podcast that we're going to put on YouTube and all the other streaming platforms. I hope everyone enjoyed. We're going to keep doing this, and next week we'll be right back to it.
Yay. Oh, wait, recommendations.
I Hey man, it's Black History Month. I really wanted to shout out this book, Ultimate Black Panther.
That shit tough.
Man, it's
Yeah.
it's everything I want out of a Black Panther book right now. And it's T'Challa doing king shit, making tough decisions, and really giving me the action and the tension that I need from the King of Wakanda. I love it.
Okay.
Desmond?
It is the 20 anniversary of Avatar Day. Well, the eve of, as of the day of this recording, tomorrow will be the 20-year anniversary. They just announced the Earthbender animated spinoff that they're going to do for the studios.
Good.
And Dante and the voice actor for Korra, their little podcast for the rewatch, Braving the Elements, they're going to redo that, but telling the Korra story now since they wrapped up the Avatar Last Airbender of it all with it. So my suggestion would be to go back and watch Korra, even if it's just to hate, because after Amon, Zahir was fire too, but just go back and rewatch Korra with the Braving the Elements. So that's my recommendation.
Yeah, let's not forget Zahir caught a body in the
For sure.
Yeah, those two seasons were the best. The first and the second to last.
Son, he pulled the air out her lungs and then made her watch it. Like what?
We need a clip of that.
Post threat. So, in terms of recommending something, I would say there is a comic book I am reading. I believe it's Image or Dark Horse. It's called Antarctica. So,
Yes.
Yeah, you read it?
No, but I know about it. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like multiverse, but it's like it's super. It's dark, but it's good. Not that's kind of where I'm at right now. Just like reading stuff, I like that. Very good. Yeah.
I gotta say real quick, quick story, and we're gonna get off. I might just clip the shit, bro. My mother-in-law watches my kids Monday through Friday.
Mm-hmm.
She's watching the live action Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Mm-hmm.
My wife walks in and says, because she's very early on the series, she's like, "Oh, you're watching Avatar: The Last Airbender." My mother-in-law says, "Girl, what you mean the last Airbender? Look at all these Airbenders over here," because they had them at the Air Temple. Unless they kill them all, shit. My wife,
don't clip that. Don't clip this. This is perfect.
Nah, you got to keep that.
This because
that's hilarious.
That's how I was when people were talking about Invincible. Like, oh yeah, this whole league, man, they got the league, man.
Yeah, they got the league.
No.
He's such a great dad.
We need more.
Great father.
We need all those, man.
Yeah. My wife leaned in and with the most maniacal face and went.
Unless they kill them all.
My mother-in-law was like, "No, no,
don't pick a favorite."
Hey, genocide is a motherfucker
out there, man. This is we cannot edit this out. Shout out to all the nukes.
Attack on Titan right now.
See?
Oh shit! Okay.
From the start, dog. It's so I'm rewatching Attack on Titan with Lauren, and this is her first time watching it. So watching her experience the fucking roller coaster that Attack on Titan is, she just got to the part with Annie.
Was that something that you were reading too, or did you only get into that with the anime?
So I started with the anime, and then the anime wasn't coming out fast enough. So then I found like a janky website that I probably gave my computer a virus to read it.
For real.
And then I had to read it. And like I sped through because the chapters were long. So I sped through it in like a night. And then I waited 4 years for it to finish. So
yeah.
No.
And people out there don't pirate. There's the Kadasha app. You can read that like actually digitally.
At the time when I was reading it, that didn't exist.
That did not exist.
The resources. I had to find it, get it out the mud. But yeah, watching somebody watch it for the first time as the whole thing it's fascinating to see all the things that led up to the ending and seeing like all the like twists and stuff like that from the point of view of somebody knowing how it ends and watching somebody enjoy it the same way I enjoyed it. But they don't have to wait 12 years for it to finish. So you know.
And at the end of the day, you know what the message is from Attack on Titan.
Aaron was right.
No, Kanye was right.
Whoa,
On that note,
whoa. Oh, I'm about to
we got our first clip right there, man.
I'm about to turn my camera off. No, don't clip that. You burn that.
don't let Kanye watch Attack on Titan. It's a dub.
Jesus
It's a
Christ.
dub. It's a dub.
God, please no.
All right.
Oh,
Listen,
that's crazy.
that was in that first episode of Dots and Lines. Appreciate y'all very much.
We can't end on that. We can't end on a Kanye bar. What are you talking about?
Yes.
No, what? No. Oh my God. Shout out to Pantheon on Netflix. Watch that. Season 2 is coming out February 21st. It's lit.
End all hate.
Judgment Dragon. Nuke the field.
Okay. Shout out to Jakars. Oh, y'all gonna